Hello and welcome, denizens of the multiverse. Welcome to Talking is a Free Action. I was once known as the Question Lord Triumphant, now reduced down to this shell of a being. Well, you can call me the Poppet. And I represent the Question Masters, benevolent, loving, all-knowing, but always curious. And so how do we get more knowledge? Do we go to a library? Do we listen to a podcast? No, we borrow people, but only for about an hour. Technically, we can't commit a crime. We're in international space. But this is my labyrinth of law, and the charming little creature across from me is one Clio. Hello, Clio. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. If you could just give me a moment, I just need to do some spiel, and then we'll get into the dungeon.
Okay.
You're very willing, and I like that. Usually when I get people, they're quite argumentative and, or they stab me. But you I've got good feelings for. Anyway, I want to know what makes Clio here tick. But I also know that connected to her is a higher being. We see a flicker as a fey-like creature. No, not that one. No. Flip. Rebecca. So, if it all gets a little bit too hard, the fake still keeps trying. No! If it all gets a little bit too complicated, I can simply have Clio here say, talking is a free action, and then I can talk to Rebecca. I was about to say my friend Rebecca. I don't have friends, apart from my wife, who was stabbed. Anyway, so before we begin this little trial of ours, I also have to show my gratitude for some folks, people such as Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, and Alchemy RPG. And we are also supported by Idle Champions, Neverwinter, Elderwood Academy, and D&D Beyond. But don't forget, we have a special place in our dark little hearts for the D20 Club, our patrons on Patreon. It's French now. So if you want to come join us, give us 1 gold piece, which, as we all know, is worth 1 goat, and then you can come get newsletters. Supposedly, Tom needs to write poetry because Tom can't keep his little mouth shut, but we'll see. Keep pushing and see what happens. Anyway, if you can't join us live, and you just want to listen to this voice, listen to us on podcasts. It's Roll Together RPG on most podcast apps, and we're on most social media. Roll Together RPG, TikTok at the moment, unless it becomes illegal, like so many things in life. Anyway, Clio. Hello.
Hi. I can stab you if you'd prefer. I'm better with hitting things with a hammer, but I'm sure I could stab you if that's what you want.
You're very willing, and I appreciate that. Let's see how it goes. Yes, as I said, so if this all gets a bit too much, talking is a free action is the word that will get you out. It's all one word, weirdly. People think it's a split thing, but it's old question law. Anyway, so you've got about 55 minutes here in the temple, and then I'll drop you back off wherever you came. What was happening before I sort of gave you a scoop?
Someone had just thrown my captain off a cliff.
Oh, you're at that point. Yeah, good luck with that. I'm sure it's going to be easy sailing.
Well, you're going to come and help. If I'm helping you here, you'll come with me and help. Because we've just done quite a lot of fighting, so we're quite tired, and now there's a really nasty person. So you'll come and help us fight them in return?
I'll tell you what. I'll tug on some threads and see what can happen.
Okay.
As you know, folks, the recording has now changed ever so slightly. Wherever battle was about to happen has now just altered, and it just cuts to me coming in and going, "Hello, healing potion," and they're like, "What?" Anyway, Clio, if you just have a look in one of your pockets, I think you're going to find a selection of dice.
Oh, they're pretty.
They are pretty. A little gift for you. If you mind just rolling them on the floor.
Just all of them, all the dice. So.
Just the ones that equal up to about 100. Although I am tempted to just drop all the dice and we just watch and like
Clonk.
amazing. That's about 4,966 points of damage.
I rolled a 63.
A 63. Perfect. So, oh my goodness. So, you're currently in a white void. In front of you, slowly out of the mist, appears a large wooden door in a stone arch. Above the stone arch is carved words that you can't read. No one can ever read. The door very slowly starts swinging open. Do you go in?
Would you like me to?
I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
You start walking down a corridor. It's a corridor, again, stone cobbles, lit by blue torches. You start approaching a door. The Poppet, with a puppet. I do realize I haven't actually introduced. This is the Tempest. This is my wife. For some reason, I lost a hand and she became a puppet. You know, it's how these things happen.
I like your matching scarves. They're very nice.
Thank you. We thought we would, it's like, well, I suppose you don't get to go to theme parks, but, you know, when it's like, I'm with him, I'm with her. It's matching costumes. Like if you go to a party.
Like livery that you put your staff in.
Blinks. Yes, I suppose so.
Okay.
Yes. Little... You see, again, the Poppet's like, oh my god, I'm wearing a fancy little scarf. I really am just hosting like a dinner party going. Holds a tray up, puts it down again, and like, oh no. Yes, so you arrive at another wooden door. This one has a small little doorknob, which you can turn and walk into the next room.
Am I allowed to go in, or should I just stand in this corridor?
Oh no, please go in. I think we'll have more fun if we you walk in, and there is Uslam.
What?
And there is Uslam.
No.
Yes, we're doing this.
Straight off the bat. Okay.
Both turn around. This is Uslam in his new form with the butterfly wings and the purple hair. They look pretty much identical, and they both go, Clio, like in sync, going, okay, something really weird's going on. Pointing at each other. So I don't know if this is my patron or something, but they've created a new copy of me. You've got to get rid of him. And they're like, get rid of me? No, get rid of you. Clio, you need to do something.
I didn't, have you always been two, or is this a new thing?
This is, again, sort of like both of them, again, it's weird how they're moving in sync. They're like, well, it's new, but again, considering the kind of month I've been having, this isn't unusual. But I'm pretty sure that one is, well, not evil, but Clio, you need to choose.
If I look at them both, can I see bug on either or both of them?
Interesting. Do you want to make a perception check?
I would so love to make a perception check. 19.
First of all, technically no, because Bug hides, but you do know that Bug is going to be there. Do you want to try and talk to Bug?
Well, there might be two bugs, and that feels very presumptuous to us to speak to a sort of patron's person. Oh dear. So Uslam, to both of them, you're sure that the other Uslam is very bad and terrible?
I mean, worse than me. And then one's like, well, that is debatable. It's like, hey, I'm working on it. It's like, yeah, but, you know, we're bad. Like, well, we're not bad. We're trying, you know.
Clio remembers a story she once heard about a wise king called Solomon. And, well, Uslam, I know you really care about people and the world, and you want the world to be a better place, not a worse place. So if you're certain that the other Uslam is bad and I can't tell which is which, I think I need to kill both of you. Is that okay?
The one on the left gets a haunted look. and very slowly starts getting down on his knees. Going, no, that's fair. And the one on the right's like, no, I don't actually want to die, Clio. I can do some. We can do some good. We're helping, as a group.
Yes, you're right. To the one on the right, the one who is protesting. You're right, and I'm not important enough at all to actually decide life and death, am I?
Make enough a perception check.
7.
They both twitch in a way.
I would like to go over to the kneeling Uslam.
Yeah.
Put my hand on his shoulder and get ready the executioner's hammer blow.
Yeah.
And very quietly with my hand reaching out on his shoulder go, Bug? On kneeling Uslam.
Yeah.
Okay, Clio will raise her hammer and then how far away is other Uslam?
So again, so they were next to each other.
Next to each other.
Yeah, about 5 feet, yeah.
Brilliant. She'll say, I'm a bit worried that the bad Uslam's going to resist. Can you come and help me hold him still?
The right Uslam comes and sort of tentatively kind of it's like, where do you want me to hold him? His arms or?
Wherever you think is best.
Kind of tentatively again, ends up holding his own hand.
Oh, cute.
But is also sort of leaning back a bit because obviously he doesn't want to get hit by the hammer.
Cleo will, thank you. I can never do anything without your help. And then raise her hammer and at the last minute turn and bonk bad Uslam.
In the face.
In the face.
Which you watch him literally ragdoll, because as you hit it, it just turns into sackcloth and just collapses. A good Uslam. Good Uslam.
You said right Uslam for a second. I was like, please mean right hand Uslam, not the correct Uslam. Oh no!
Looks up. Make an insight check.
He too was evil all along. That is 19 plus 6, 25.
You've given this poor boy extra trauma because he's like, yes, that was the right thing to do. I don't think I could have done that. And now I'm going to have to deal with that thing of the thoughts that obviously went round in my head as I was about to die and thinking that Clio was going to smash my head in. But then real sort of watery tentative smile. I was like, yeah, that was well done. That was the right choice.
You would have wanted me to if it was the only way of saving all the other people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. And I like the world better with you in it, for what it's worth.
I like the world with you in it. The Poppet steps in and is like, right, enough of that. I just manages to get Uslan by the scruff of his neck and just picks him up and is like, okay, off you go. Throws and a portal opens.
The battle.
Save the captain.
Is he going to remember that? He's got a lot of damage already. He probably doesn't need more.
I think if it ever got into a situation where, maybe it was a choice between you and someone else, maybe that's going to affect his decision, but we'll see.
In which direction?
What an interesting question. Would you like to, as we say in the trade, roll that dice?
Anything to get out of the trauma room and into the next trauma room. 20!
The straw puppet gently disapparates. Lovely 20.
Hang on, is a 20 and a 0 a 20 or a 30? It's a 20, right?
Yeah, 20 and a 0 is a 20, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I was seeing this thing, I was like, what did you do before these dice event? We just used D10 dices, it was just easier. Makes sense. Simple answer to a very simple question. Anyway, Puppet Uslam having vanished, real Uslam having now been thrown back in, and in the episode, they're just you see Uslam kind of blinking, going, Oh no! You see, people go, "Oh, it happened again."
I don't know why. I just feel more self-loathing.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
Just hear a quiet voice going, "Hat stand," and he's like, "Oh, what?" Anyway, the door ahead of you is rustic. It almost is like a barn door, sort of big. You're gonna go out. Yeah, you smile. You think you know what's coming. Okay.
I try really hard
Oh,
to not know what's coming.
that was the thing. Having done this with Nat, where both of us were just like, and I think like in the episode we haven't done this. She's like, "Yes, we have." I'm like, "We've done." We're going to redo the questions, folks. We'll reboot this.
We'll rewrite all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're going to go out the barn door.
Is it going to be Asta next or Vuk?
I mean, that's an interesting question. How would you? I mean, Uslam has the self-loathing. I think that was relatively simple. How would you work out who was the good one of like Esselus?
The good. Oh. Probably by seeing if they wanted to go see their mum. Atlas really loves their mum.
And you'd assume like the evil version wouldn't necessarily.
They might be good at pretending to love their mum, but probably you could persuade them that something else is better than their mum, whereas I think Atlas just really would like to see family and home. Again, more than almost anything. And then Asta would be easy because you'd just ask him if he wanted to go to sleep or like do something really cool. And then the one that had a nap, you'd be like, cool, I will protect you.
Yeah, the tired one. And who knows, maybe the bad Vuk will have a heartbeat. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. Again, like
been through enough.
Yeah, the Poppet's like floating next to you as you've been walking. It's like, yeah, no, it's all good, you know. I mean, you didn't check if the bad one actually did have a bug in the end, but...
No, I thought I should, but by that point it was getting a bit late and I'd been threatening to kill Muslim for long enough, and he was crying a lot.
Yeah, he'd been on his knees for quite a while.
Yeah, I didn't think he could get any whiter without being dead.
Yeah, sweet boy. Anyway, the barn door swings open, and you step out, probably for the first time in your life, onto a farmyard. There is dust on the ground, another barn across the yard, little windmill up on a hill, and out of that barn toddles a beautiful, fluffy chicken.
Ooh.
Toddles over to you.
It's clearly just a lovely chicken. Can I pick it up and give it a scratch?
Yep. Give it a little scratch. Under the chin.
I'm Clio. Hello, you're a very nice chicken.
If a chicken could blush, it would.
Where do we go next, do you know? The strange man with his puppet wife hand hasn't told me what to do at this point.
What's your passive perception?
I don't think it's awesome. 14.
I'm gonna roll some dice. What's your AC?
Against chickens. 19.
It is to your utter surprise that a chicken flies in from the left and hits you in the side of the head but bounces off. The fluffy chicken panics, drops, and lands. There's the fluffy chicken, and there is now a terrifying, demonic-looking chicken. Your new best friend, the chicken, goes, "Rock!" and starts running. This terrible chicken just looks at you and goes, "Rock!" and starts running after the bad.
I have to protect my chicken friend. No.
You start running, and you hear the pat 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 of your feet, and then you hear that and the sound. Are you going to look behind you?
Yes.
There is about 99 of these demonic-looking birds coming out of the sky, dropping and coming towards you.
But my chicken best friend is still
Your
lovely.
your chicken best friend is still lovely and is doing a chicken. Is it doing a chicken run? But again, sort of like these nasty chickens do seem to be able to just take off, while your chicken sort of jumps in the air, flaps, and then lands again.
I would like to. Is the chicken running? Is my lovely chicken?
Yeah.
Running towards any kind of shelter? Or just running around like a headless chicken?
It's running around like a headless chicken.
Can I try and corral her into a chicken coop somewhere where there is shelter and safety?
Yes. Would you like to roll animal handling?
No, of course I wouldn't. Whoever wants to roll animal handling?
Okay, hit the chicken with a hammer.
I got a nat 20!
Shut the front door.
24 in animal handling, please, Tom. I mean, your poppetness.
Folks, I would like to reiterate what Chris has previously said. I have been in a room with Rebecca. This is real. This is okay.
There's a reason that in a different parallel universe, I am fey-touched.
The Poppet sort of looks down, looks up, and just sees like a ghostly visage of just this woman going, "What you gonna do?" Just quietly goes, "Can you both stop messing up my dungeons?" And then just hears another voice on the side going, "No." He's like, "Both of you, leave me alone." Anyway, you managed to bound, scoop. Do you want to give your chicken a name, or do you just want to call them Lovely Chicken?
I mean, I would like to find out her name.
Interesting.
But I can't speak to animals. But it feels very presumptuous to name her. So she is Lovely Mrs. Chicken.
Lovely Mrs. Chicken.
Oh no, then I've assumed her marital status. That's not good. Lovely Madam Chicken.
Lovely Madam Chicken. You managed to scoop under your arm, bound, and again, I don't think it's gainful, but I think you just slide into a chicken coop and then shut it, and you just hear that pop, 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 as the abyssal chickens just crash, and Lovely Madam Chicken just sort of goes and starts just pecking at some grain.
So she is safe, but there are still 99 abyssal chickens outside.
Yes.
Could I breathe some acid at them, please?
I thought you'd never ask. Right. So, what do you want to reopen the hatch and just like?
Yes, I will physically block the hatch with my body, so my lovely chicken friend is still okay. But then I would like to breathe a 20-foot cone of acid towards the horrible chickens, please.
Roll acid damage.
How do I do this? This is still a reasonably new ability. You roll a dex save. Or you could just fail it if you'd like.
I mean, that would be lovely. I will just roll my d20. That was an 8.
Yay, you fail. Every single chicken takes, and double 4s, 8 points of acid damage, please. Within the cone.
You fling open the door and just go, acid. And it's not pleasant to hear. It's not pleasant to see. It's not pleasant to smell. The abyssal chickens just start shrieking and freaking out. And like when chickens get stuff on their feathers, they try and groom it. So now they're getting more acid in their mouth. It's just, a hand just comes, like, just shuts it. And again, you're in a small chicken coop, so the Poppet is just really close to you, and it's like, that was horrible. That was...
I'm not the one who keeps 99 demonic chickens in a farmyard. They probably would be happier somewhere else.
Like where? Where would you put 99 demonic chickens?
Maybe in the 9 hells somewhere.
That's the point. I mean, here they don't have an apex predator. I mean, it's mostly sort of demon horses and demon dogs. This is, when. Did you ever have a pet, Clio?
Not really. There were horses around the house.
just hanging out in a house, or
No, in the stables with the,
sure.
so obviously.
Obviously. Well, and then when one of those horses got hurt, what did anyone tell you what happened to the horse, or?
No,
It just-
no one. That was sort of other people's jobs. There were just horses to pull the carriages and that sort of.
Well,
It changed colour sometimes, but
that's impressive. That's when they change gender and color. That's an impressive thing that horses can do.
size as well.
Yes. My point being that the common folk have a saying, sort of like when an animal gets old, they go off to live on a farm, and that's what happened with these demonic creatures. They all live on this farm.
Could they live on a different farm though to lovely Madam Chicken? Because look at her, she's still shaking.
I'll tell you what, this the fluffiest chicken you've ever like. Okay, right. Okay, I will take. The Poppet reaches down and is like, do you mind if I take her? Or
I mean, I could keep her.
oh, congratulations.
Although I am about to go back to a battle with a pterodactyl.
Yes, who wouldn't possibly consider eating the fluffiest chicken in all of the
You've heard of those like adopt an animal schemes where like she would be mine and I love her, but you would keep her safe and happy and protected from demonic chickens?
Every month you will get a letter informing you how your chicken is doing, along with a
sketch of her playing happily.
Along with a winter card. Yes, okay. I mean, do you have any gold on you?
I look inside a little pouch inside a pocket and pull out an enormous, like goose egg sized sapphire. Will this cover a couple of months?
My people will be in touch.
Okay.
takes the sapphire and sort of not crushes, but it sort of disappears, and then like it turns into like the blue dust, which then, like Star Trek, lovely Madam Chicken just teleports off.
Oh.
And canonically, that lovely Madam Chicken is now off in a beautiful farm somewhere.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
Hold on, she hasn't quite gone yet. So she's
pull her back down and give her a proper cuddle.
Nuzzle.
And I'll take if she has a very loose feather, I will take it and then just stick it. I have a braid. I will stick it in my braid and then.
We cut back to the battle. Wow, I nearly died. Did Clio gain a feather? Yes. Congratulations, you scared off the abyssal chickens. Still in this very cramped coop. Would you like to roll that dice?
Yes, please. Yeah, she was a really nice chicken. I really liked her.
It was a lovely chicken.
84.
84. Let me entertain you. 84. Oh. Well, I've never got a chance to do this one. There's the hatch that you came in, and then there's like the hatch at the back. So obviously it leads into a different bit of the yard, which sort of just clicks open. Would you care to go through?
Is there another really nice chicken?
Not a chicken, but someone who does need your help.
Okay.
You crawl out of this hatch, and to your surprise, you've crawled out of like a kitchen cabinet, like underneath the sink. It is there's music playing. There are various people about your age, standing around. Yeah, absolutely terrifying. And they're all drinking out of red cups, and they sort of like one looks down, like a halfling looks down at you as you come out. And it's like, oh hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the party. Cool. If you want to go get some punch, it's over. So look up. There's a big punch bowl surrounded by these red cups.
I don't like it.
It's okay. Well, you don't have to have punch. We can give you other stuff. again, make a again. Maybe it's your. Let's do a perception, or maybe it's your passive perception. Up to you.
Well, passive is only 14. Perception I rolled was 22.
Absolutely perfect. The halfling who's still staring at you as you have just emerged from like an undersink cabinet. You hear there is a disagreement, sort of like down the corridor, and like thump, thump, thump.
Is everything okay?
Someone walks in, half elf, tall. She's like, "Oh my god, Seraphina just won't get out of the bathroom." You get escorted, and there's a queue of teenagers, and the bathroom door is locked, and there's just sobbing coming from inside the bathroom.
Why is there a crying bathroom?
Oh my god, that's like Seraphina, and like she's like really sad because like her girlfriend, who's a Medusa, like they were supposed to have dinner, and she said she decided to come to this party, and now like the Medusa sent her something on her sending stone, and basically they're breaking up, and now Seraphina's crying, and now Seraphina.
I don't like Poppet, help!
Hello.
Can I have a monster or something instead, please?
No, you have to deal with a teenage girl.
Talking is a free action.
Whoosh! I'll have you know, folks, that is when we've done the Medusa and she's been sad that she's been stood up. She's in this bathroom. This is the second half of a puzzle that we haven't had in all these months. Seraphina. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Tom.
Can I have a monster? No, you get a teenage girl.
When I'm not being a performer, I am a youth worker. Crying teenage girls locked in the bathroom is...
Yeah.
It's too much of my day-to-day
As soon as it came up, I was like, oh, she's either just going to smash this by being like, oh, come on now, or just be like, nope, too real.
See, I feel like I could smash this, but Clio has great people skills.
There's a bit of me that would just been like, I imagine Clio just being like, stop crying. It's just, I hide my feelings all the time.
Yeah, Pete, of course she let you down. What were you expecting? That's what people do. Why are you crying more?
They're never going to get that toilet back. Wow. Again, for all the like, oh, we're not going to let people remember what happened. You just got a chicken out there somewhere. Just somewhere on the material plane. There's a lovely Madame Chicken. Just.
This makes me happy that this is now in the Roll Together universe.
Yeah.
I hope it gets added to the wiki that somewhere. She's a white, in my head, she's very white, fluffy chicken with a red comb. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful, like big round chicken.
DMs, if you ever think it's funny to attack my chicken,
we're going to have words.
I will be sad.
Okay, now this is the fun bit where I get to roll the dice.
No.
Oh no, terrible.
Oh dear.
Hey, Rebecca.
Landship or skyship? What?
Who watches The Watchmen?
Oh. Your dead wife.
They wouldn't summon a giant squid. They've summoned a giant squid. Okay, next up, 27. We love a simple one. Oh, this is really nice. So you have to give a 20-minute presentation on something that isn't related to D&D or your job. What are you going to do?
Oh, see, I think other people who also are freelancers have also struggled with this because everything that I like is my job, which is a really happy, privileged position to be in, but also makes having hobbies that are not my job somewhat difficult because I love the theatre and I'm an actor, and I love music and I'm a musician, and I love youth work and I am a youth worker, and I love D&D. So if
you're a D&D-er. Keep it going. Yeah. I mean, what's your like most recent sort of thing where you're like, oh, I've really got into that, or like, because like with you, I started just talking about like the Arctic expeditions. You know?
Yes, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This is so unlike me. I have never been a gamer in terms of computer games and board games and that kind of nerdy sphere. I've been a performer, and that's how I got into D&D. But with Joe, my husband, he has got me into some spectacularly fun co-op computer games. So we have played through all of It Takes Two. Which was so incredibly good. And like before that, I played through kind of Portal and have been fine. But It Takes Two has definitely tipped me from, I guess this is something you can do instead of watching TV, to this is awesome. Yeah. And then we're currently on Valheim, which is delightful. You die a lot if you're me.
You can, they're selling It Takes Two versions of the elephant. And let's say there's things you can do to that elephant that you can do in the game as well. And you're just like, horrible.
We were playing that and it was getting towards, kind of bedtime. And we were thinking, we should, stop at some point. And I was like, no, I need to keep playing until what they have done to this poor, tiny child elephant is fixed. And they don't let you fix it till like the end credits. You just see her looking a bit happy and patched up at the end credits. And that's a lot of gaming hours later. I was very sad.
I think it's a good example of like, again, where you're like, the unmoral things you do in a video game. And like, there's a game called Specs Op, where basically you end up doing war crimes and your team are like, stop, you're using white phosphorus, and then the game's like, well, you could have just stopped. But again, like, It Takes Two, where you're just like, the only way you don't do that is you don't play the game.
Yeah, there's no alternative. We stopped and I looked to see if there's anything else we could do. It's like, no, you just leave the game here, or you dismember and murder a baby elephant toy that's pleading with you to stop. It was a really sweet game until it wasn't.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned this online, but there's in the Mass Effect 3 game, there was a point where it's like, two of your teammates, one of them will die by the other's hand, unless you can basically tell them, stop it, get together, work. I didn't have the points, so it's like, you have to choose, and I just went, I'm not going to choose, and just walked, and that's like nearly 10 years ago. I'm like, nope, they're still on that cliff. Just, the war has not happened, we're fine, we're just done.
Which is maybe not ethically better to just leave them in limbo on a cliff about to murder each other.
Yeah. It just forever, that's, it's a similar thing that, so there's the Far Side comic strip, from the newspapers. And the most complained about one was, it's like two dogs who are playing tetherball, but it's a cat. So the strings attached to the, and it's called like Tethercat, free. It got the most complaints because of like off-screen inertia. That cat will never escape. That cat will, every time you come back to it, that cat is stuck there. And people are just like, we can't deal with that. There's no hope for that cat. And that's the same thing, like for that game, they are forever stuck, about to throw each other off a cliff and just...
Yeah.
So I think you just come in and be like, these are the co-op games that I've got into. This is the level.
Well, it's either that and something cheerful, but then probably in 20 minutes be like, so the ethics of this computer game. Yeah. Or it used to be my job, but we've just paused it for the next few years. Bit different. Been doing some foster caring, which probably links a bit too much to work-wise, but the things about looking after vulnerable teenagers, I could talk about very happily for 20 minutes. Less cheerful, but could probably talk about much more easily and more interestingly for 20 minutes.
I'm laughing because I'm imagining these quite intense slides, but you've put in like old PowerPoint, like whoosh, start. It's like...
Oh, the typewriter noise as each letter comes up one by one, like attachment and trauma theory.
Do you think this is appropriate?
Well,
no. No, that both. I like to think like you do the foster, and then you're like, okay, to cheer it up, here's 5 minutes about these games I've been enjoying.
Where everyone you love dies,
yes,
and you have to do unspeakable, terrible things.
Yeah, I think that passes a room. I think we can. Here we go. The Poppet just appears and is like, oh, all right, okay, hold on. Just sort of reaches over and just hits the door. Reach it. Like sitting on the edge of the bath, there is a nymph just full on sobbing. And he's like, oh, hello, Seraphina. She's like, oh. He's like, she's still waiting for you in the restaurant. You can work it out. She's like, oh, I love it. I'm like, yep, cool. Just opens a bathroom cabinet, then puts out like a footstool and goes, right, okay, we're on a time limit. Come on, Clio, up through the cabinet.
Okay.
So for this poor, confused nymph, a door was open, a strange man in a dressing gown has walked in, opened the cabinet, told her that her girlfriend, and then has just helped a princess up into a cabinet and shut it behind. You step out, you're back into the corridor with the torches. Okay, I would have thought as a princess you'd be... Well, I suppose you're more used to more formal parties rather than a teenage rager, but anyway.
I understand why people cry and think that makes anything better. It's just sort of a waste of energy, because then things are still as bad and you're now damp.
I think it's something to do with like release of chemicals or... I don't know the science of crying, but... No. Anyway, do you want to roll that dice, and we'll keep this party boat on. This isn't a boat.
Oh, a boat would be really good. You should have a boat.
I don't think a boat would be a good place.
I think this, but a boat would be amazing. 47.
It sounds terrible. It's got all my deck chairs. Yes, I don't know if you've noticed that all the places we've been to haven't had chairs. Or weird canonical thing. Okay. You're heading down the corridor. In front of you, again, it's a stone arch with a large stone sort of sliding door which suddenly shooks down. You going to step in?
Is there going to be more crying? More people telling me to drink punch?
No, there's not going to be any crying or punch in this one.
Okay, great. I'll go through.
You leap through and the door shuts behind you. The room you're in is absolutely full of vines and roots twisting round on itself. It's not completely dark, but it is quite dim in there. In the centre space, there is a large statue of a tiger. Well, I say a tiger, probably... It has way too many eyes, maybe about 10 around the face. But something you do know is that they are made of rubies. Being you, could look at it instantly and go, those are lovely rubies. Then they're round the head. The door, another one of these sliding doors, is just behind the tiger. This is about a 40 by 40 room.
I want to go and inspect the rubies, see what carat, what cut, what quality they are.
Absolutely. Sure. Did you just walk into the room?
Yeah, they're rubies. I have professional interest.
Cool. Make a dexterity check. Save and roll.
Check or saving throw?
Let's say saving throw.
18. Oh no, sorry, saving throw would be a dirty 20.
I mean, how... Oh, this is a very forward question. How heavy does Clio walk?
She is a very light walker, light sort of frame.
So it's Clio sort of like... And you sort of, as you're heading, you're sort of like weaving your way around the vines. And actually, once again, make a perception check. I'm happy to take passive as you're travelling.
Again, I rolled a 22.
You notice that amongst the vines, there's, again, it's like cobblestones, but there's cobblestones of like different colours scattered around, and you very nearly step on one.
Ooh.
So you take a moment, look down.
Oh, do the different colours look like gemstones? That would be interesting.
Do you want to get closer?
Yeah.
Do you want to touch them?
Yeah.
Do you put your hands on them? And final question, do you put pressure on it?
I'm feeling the gemstone. It's up to you how much pressure you.
Again,
I don't go bonk, but
yes, but what if you went bonk?
I go bonk.
I'm not going to make you go bonk, but yes, you feel it is. It's not a gemstone. It's probably sort of a sandstone rather than sort of granite. But as you sort of you're touching it, you realise there is a springiness to it, that the stone is moving. You assumed that if you pushed it down, that the stone would move down.
This feels like something that might be bad. If I look around, is there a pattern on the floor of the same colour of the one with the spring in?
Yeah. They're scattered, and very much hidden by the vines and the roots, but yes, sort of around the room there are various sort of sandstony blocks. I
mean, I am a monk. Can I get to the tiger if I just climb on the walls and the vines?
Yeah, go for it.
I will do that.
Again, make a monkey make a monkey roll. Make a dex roll. Oh no. So in the game, we've been quite nice with Clio about going. We know that Clio will eventually get some amazing monk stuff, so we'll let that.
Today is not that day.
Today's not that day because you do some beautiful jumps, grab hold of a vine, which you realise has grown into one of these sandstony bits from the roof, and as you pull it down, the tiger starts spinning around and then clicks into you. I guess you're going to have to try and... You're just hanging there. So what are you going to do?
Can I try and draw my hammer whilst holding on with the other hand?
You certainly can try. Do a sleight of hand roll.
I never need sleight of hand. What is this? +5, 12.
I'm going to make this hard because it's hard. You reach for the hammer and just it falls. It falls down. Make a d20 roll for luck.
Don't fail me now. Come on. I have a reputation to maintain.
It clatters, and you have a moment of thinking, that could have landed on one of the sandstone blocks and would have died. It doesn't. It misses. The tiger spins, looks at you, and fires a red ruby laser straight at you.
Talking is a free action!
as you feel as your body ignites. It's actually quite again, where we're if you're thinking Doctor Strange, where we're sort of hit and then you blast it out, and we're back into us. Hello again.
Hi.
So Cleo's dead.
And there was me worried that because I know the answer to all of these puzzles, I would succeed too well.
I'm just too good.
Yes, that is the problem.
The Fey luck has just turned and
what has happened? That's 2 now. Yeah. Oh dear, better now than in the game.
I was going to say, you're getting out of your system now rather than... Okay, that's a 42. Hooray! I don't know if you've had this one or not, but if all your characters had to fight to the death, who would win?
Oh boy. Most of them are quite ruthless.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't realised was a streak I had. Not Clio. She's level 3 and a baby.
Yes.
She would just go, you want to kill me? Okay. I'm sure you have a good reason, nice lady. And Veracity, Veracity's awesome and really quite powerful. But again, I don't think she could hold her own up against, say, Ava, because she's too nice. Veracity would waste a turn trying to persuade Ava to surrender, and in that time, Ava would just kill her.
Yeah.
So I think it has to be down between Ava or Harmony.
Okay, yeah.
Because Harmony was just ridiculous in terms of build because she's a Blades of Glory. No, hang on. She's a Blades Bard and a Glory Paladin, which means I can add a D6 to her already stupidly play armor high AC every turn. So she was getting like 26 AC. So it'd just be really difficult to hit her.
I think it's definitely, between those two. Like, I'm just visualizing it. But again, because Ava would... I feel like Harmony would attempt to talk, but Ava would just be like, yeah, no, I'm just draining all the end, just...
Yeah. And Ava does work more with saving throws than attack rolls, so again, maybe. But Harmony's stats were still pretty decent. And just the Divine Smite you could pile on.
Yeah.
And it's all radiant, which I have a feeling Ava might be vulnerable to. Maybe, what with all the evil. I mean, troubled.
Yeah, she's not evil.
I will fight quite hard that Ava's not evil. But that she has made very questionable life choices. But if someone was attacking her with the intent to kill her, she would have absolutely no compunction in murder.
Again, the hilarity of like the most recent, like the rift, where everyone's like, "Lovely Anton, wonderful Anton," and I'm just like,
I have thoughts and feelings about this that no, I'm so fond of Ava, but I will absolutely admit she is not everyone's cup of tea.
I am looking forward for her to getting out of the hellscape.
Yes.
Especially if we're ever doing the let's take down Kalemvor.
Oh, I'd be so game for that. Yeah. She does need a specific party, like a party that just want to get on and be friends. It would just be miserable to have Ava with. It does need a party like the Wreckage party who are all like, yeah, I'm here for a job and I will get out of it, whatever. I can.
I think it needs to be like the Suicide Squad, where it's like, look, if you can complete this one mission, we'll let you go. But it's all like the morally grey and black, just like, yep, cool. Technically, we're... I just had an image of Evie with the snake cult. It's like, hooray! If I become in power, I get to take Kalemvor's followers. You're like, yep, that's how that works.
I honestly can't see how Ava survives otherwise. Like, she either stays trapped in the abyss forever, or she goes out on some final revenge mission and dies. Yeah. I do not see her ever having the really sweet, she saw the error of her ways and Kalemvor's forgiven her and now she's repented. Like, it was dangled in Wreckage and then taken away, and I don't think she'll ever get back there again. So I think her choices are stay in prison forever, die in a blaze of glory, or become a god.
Well, we've got the idea of god shards, so I assume that the one that's inside Kalemvor was pretty big and we just completely changed the pantheon. You're like, yeah. Because, again, like with Giacomo, where it's like, another reborn who's also having to deal with, like, I bet, like, they're going, oh yeah, actually, like, Kalemvor talked to me in my dreams. You sort of people are okay. And Giacomo's like, yeah, me sort of people. Great.
I think Ava would make a lovely Queen of the Undead.
Yes.
I think she'd do it very nicely.
Do you think she would be a fair judge, or do you think...
I think she would be scrupulously fair 95% of the time, and then if you said exactly the wrong thing, she'd suddenly be the most spiteful judge in the world.
Okay, hashtag get Ava a domain of dread.
I would be here for this.
Just sitting there and like, don't be rude. Just like, well, actually, I didn't mean it. It's like, don't snivel. Go on, admit what you did. And then
I was about to rule in your favour. Yeah. And then you patronised me. So, eternal torment. It'll look good on you.
Congratulations. Your insides are now just full of, I don't know.
They're just on your outside.
Yeah. You're just going to have to carry those around, Also, here's a very hungry dog that's just going to follow you. Yeah.
Pretty much. I love playing her so much. Yes, potentially slightly too much, and we are going to psychologically evaluate that one. But she was so much fun. Whereas Harmony is much more of a, I am an avenging hero, maybe to make up for terrible things, but avenging hero.
You did the thing that I do, where you're just like, I'm just going to throw in a really horrible thing. You're like, so, no, wait, can we go back to the orphanage? Nope, don't need to talk about the orphanage. We're just moving on.
Yeah.
Again, it was mentioned on one of the talk-togethers with Chris going, yeah, and then Tom just went, worst birthday ever. And I was like, it looks like he got turned on his 18th birthday. Just put that on the wiki.
So miserable.
Yeah.
Harmony, I'm hoping, will come back for a campaign at some point, and we will get to hear more about what makes her tick.
I think it's fair. I think, sort of like, again, we've got Hunk and the gate crashers stuff as well. You said you were going to go sort some stuff out, and you're like, I've sorted that out. Now what's happening here? What's occurring?
Yeah, so I genuinely don't know who would win in the fight. I think it might just come down to dice rolls. Someone who's a lot better at the stats and math side of it than I am would probably be able to sit down and, Chris would probably be able to, within 30 seconds, be like, obviously it's Harmony. But from my experience of it.
I think they would kill each other, and then, like, Oopsie Daisy or something would turn up and be like, hello. Just some, like, an innocent, like, character who's just been hiding this entire time. Just be like, hello.
Yeah.
I was under a branch over there.
Yeah, and they are both hit point sacks. Ava was a tank warlock, which shouldn't be possible, but was great. And she has her form of dread thing that means she can come back after one hit point, after one death, which Harmony can't. Oh, I don't know. It would be so interesting. Let's do it. Which one do you want to play?
I shall be Harmony.
You make a lovely Harmony. Very nice haunt.
Thank you. I just like to think this is the punishment for Ava's, like, advanced to now. Just go, yeah, you just get to fight other versions of you, and like, sure, cool.
Yes. Any other version of me must be inferior.
Just draining energy out. Orcus got so bored.
I think if I had to bet, I'll put my money on Ava, because she has lots of control stuff and draining stuff and can hit really hard.
I also think Harmony might hesitate. Ava wouldn't. Ava would just get it done, but...
Harmony can be ruthless. If Ava decided to do her full I'm soulless snark, Harmony would be like, cool, you're evil and you need to die. Whereas Ava is, again, she's got like 20 charisma. If she was manipulative enough to go, no, please don't kill me, Harmony would absolutely hesitate.
I'm just a sweet little thing. It's like hands full of necrotic energy gather. Interesting.
The thing that lots of people missed about Ava, which I found really funny, is that, like, physically, she's really quite lovely. She's young and, has a great dress sense and a very nice face, like, friendly. But because of the way I played her, people were like, yes, the old hag, Ava.
She's so old. She's so haggard.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, she's an Azamar, I think. I haven't played her in a while, but yeah, pretty sure she's an Azamar, so she has that,
the wings and the
yes, of course she is. She must be an Azamar, yes, and she has the just general. Oh gosh, I'm so wholesome.
I'm just a little angel. How could? Yeah. And as the laser beam is about to burst Clio, the Poppet again just scoops, spins, and we're back outside.
Oh,
right, okay.
I just wanted to look at the rubies. I'm sorry. Should I not have? Oh, I'm not very good at that. I'm really sorry.
That's all right. We're at the end anyway, so we'll
okay.
We'll get you back. You did.
I'm sorry. Have I lost the chicken because I failed that room? You're not going to hurt the chicken.
No, the chicken's an innocent. The chicken's on a lovely farm, not that far from Neverwinter.
Insight.
Roll insight.
Tom, what have you done to me? That's the third.
As the Poppet look, as you see, sort of, there's some kind of light glowing in his hands. Oh, you're probably going to want this back. Throws it back at you and go, I have to, put your thumb on the scale now and again. But yes, no, this immortal amorphous being seems incredibly trustworthy. You would never, ever tell a lie.
Okay,
anyway.
I believe you.
Well done. Anyway, I just need to turn his head to somewhere else. Thank you very much for joining us here for Talking is a Free Action. You can find us every Friday, 6 to 7 BST. And on Mondays, you can find us 6 to 9 p.m, where we'll be streaming our little D&D documentaries. On Monday, there will be new content, including Fracture, where you can see Clio, and also also that weird little tiefling boy from earlier, the sad one who got his head smashed in. That one.
He's lovely.
Is possible. Anyway.
It's nice to me. Stop it.
It's just, ow, oh no. Oh, she's so strong. Anyway, you'll be able to see the event. And on Tuesdays, we are rerunning some of our classic episodes. So if you want to see how we ended up in positions, we know that Anton and P are going to crash a Neverese city, but how? So you'll find that out. Anyway. All our streams can be found on twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. The VODs are found almost immediately afterwards on YouTube, and you can find us on podcast, Roll Together RPG. You can find us on all social medias, Roll Together RPG. Once again, massive thank you to the D20 Club. We couldn't do this without you. Once again, give us one of your local currency, and you'll be able to not get poetry, but you'll be able to find out what we're up to. Maybe we'll send you a nice picture of, I don't know, a bird.
Of a
chicken. I'll tell you what. We'll see. We'll have a word with the kobolds and see if we could just send one picture of a chicken.
A really fluffy, happy chicken.
Hello, welcome to Chicken of the Month Club. Look at this girl. Look how fluffy. Yes, also big thank you for the supporters and sponsors. So, Clio, a portal starts opening behind you. You can walk through it and be taken back to battle. Again, condolences about the loss of your captain. I'm sure it'll be fine. But
I will run and pick up my hammer from where it landed on the floor.
Yeah.
And you're going to come and help, you said?
Oh, of course.
Great.
I mean, you're not going to remember this, and just like a gust just blasts you back, you cartwheel. As you feel yourself going in, you see as the portal's shutting, the doors behind you, and above it, turning into a language you can now read, simply states those most beautiful words that we all love to say: always stay classy at the table. Good night.